Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Libra, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. This is just a really quick bonus reading. I keep saying it's a quick bonus reading and it ends up being 30 minutes, so we're just going to go with it. No real layout today. I'm just going with where the cards take me. I'm going to pull one card from the Heart Path Oracle deck, which is so beautiful, and your tarot with the Radiant Wilds Tarot. I was going to do the Gemini reading first because that's what originally came out of my mouth. I said Gemini, and then I tripped over all of my words as I was recording the intro, and I thought, nope, it's Libra's turn. So Libra, here we are. I hope that you're doing well. Okay, sorry for the lighting is a little weird. The sun is setting. And one card for Libra, please, Spirit. One card for Libra. There we go. These cards are huge. Made for giant hands. The critical moment. Follow your intuition. So interesting that I was just saying made for giant hands, and then this card came out with a hand holding what looks like, what does it look like? Some kind of nautilus shape, some Fibonacci sequence action with the swirl in the middle. It's almost like what the hands can hold, the preciousness of what the hands can hold. Maybe you're somebody who works with their hands. See the blue jay here. It's so interesting because there are birds chirping outside my window at this time of day. But I was at my sister's house not too long ago, and a beautiful blue jay landed on a fence in her backyard. At least where I live, like, because I kind of live in a city, and it is a city. You don't see, blue jays are not common. And so to see a blue jay, I didn't realize how large they were. There was something about their size that seemed extraordinary to me. So there could be something about something seems larger than life to you. I just mentioned like you need giant hands to shuffle this deck, so there's something about scale. Maybe something seems too large to handle, though it seems like Spirit wants to say you're handling it just fine. Take that as it resonates. There seem to be a lot of eyes in this particular deck, and they're slightly off-putting. In the past maybe 4 readings I've done where there were eyes featured in the card, they're always a little, maybe just because there's like a loner eye here, it always seems a little off-putting. But this reminds me of like a little emerald, an emerald. So maybe that's your stone. I don't actually know what month emerald is for. Nope, I don't know. Spirit's not giving it to me. There's something about this little worm in the blue jay's mouth that I am transfixed with, because it's almost like this blue jay is giving an offering. But if you turn it on its side, it's kind of like the infinity symbol, right? So it's almost like something in nature is going to provide you with a type of offering. Could be a message. I'm getting this affirmation, or I have been getting the affirmation lately, of talking to trees. I keep seeing it or hearing references to it, or I'm talking about how I like to talk to trees. I talk to trees all the time now. Ever since my spiritual awakening, I talk to nature, but specifically to trees. Trees are, you know, besides mushrooms, which are connected to the ground and trees and roots, it's the largest living organism on the planet. And if you start talking to the trees start talking to each other, and then the next thing you know, you're completely tapped into earth consciousness. At least that's how I think of it. So there could be an offering that nature itself would like to give you, Libra. Are you able and willing to tap into it? Let's pull some cards. First card out is the Ace of Wands. There could be hesitation. Ace of Wands is from Spirit. Aces always bring new chances, new opportunities from Spirit. The Wand suit is all about fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Spirit wants to bring you a brand new course of action, but this card is in the reverse, so there could be a lot of hesitation on your part to have a new beginning for yourself. Four of Cups. Maybe you can't see it right now. Four of Cups is all about apathy, or the word that they keep showing me is negligence. That is not the word that I want to say. That is not the word that I was thinking of, but I see it plain as day. Spirit is showing me the word negligence. Take that in whatever context. I don't know what that's in context to. That was not what I wanted to say, because I was talking about apathy. And apathy and negligence they don't really commingle in terms of their definition. That's not true. They could absolutely commingle. Like if you don't have an investment into something, then you're not going to put any care into it, and then there could be negligence. Sure, okay, I can see that. Four of Cups talks about being satisfied with what you already have, to the point where you can't even imagine that there's something more, something else for you. And Spirit's saying there absolutely is so much more. But it's almost like you're enclosed in your own perception, like we all are. But the idea, especially if we're ones that are prone to spiritual aspects, is to expand that perception. We want to reach out and get a bigger view. Let's pull another card. Three of Wands. See how it's this place in meditation, Spirit is showing me, but this person is in silhouette, so it's kind of like they're almost showing me just somebody sitting in a field somewhere, just watching the sun rise or set. So again, it's this communion with nature, with Spirit in this way, to just be free, to allow your mind to wander, and in that wandering stumble upon some kind of epiphany. It's difficult for you though, because you like things like neat and tidy, neat and tidy. The Libras are known for that. You want things to make sense. You are an air sign. You want things to make sense. Here you are. You showed up in your own reading. How astounding is that with the Justice card? But it's in reverse. This Justice card has not popped out, I don't think, for any of the other readings. I've already gone through all the water, all the earth, and all the fire. Not a single sign got the Justice card. So the fact that it shows up in your reading is not a coincidence. This is your card in the Major Arcana. And it represents karmic balance, a balance in every way. but it's in reverse. And it shows me that whatever it is, this next step, the offering that Spirit is trying to give to you, may make you feel, or has you feeling, put off, disempowered, confused. It's clarified by the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, number 7 in the major arcana. The Justice is number 11. So that's 2 major arcana cards that flipped out in reverse for you. The Cancer energy talks about a victory and a mastery over the light and the dark, right? It's forward movement. It can also denote travel, but it's forward movement. It's figuring out the mysteries of one's own life and motivation. And you got this card in the reverse. It's kind of like saying to me that you don't feel as though, you feel stagnant. That whatever effort you've been trying to put into any endeavor, it's just, yes, you're progressing, but it's almost like your wheels are spinning and you're staying in the same spot. King of Swords in the reverse. This is your element, the swords suit. King of Swords I usually attribute to Gemini. Sometimes it's attributed to Libra, but this for me is Gemini. So Gemini is the character of, it's weird. So Spirit wanted, so I put my hand down, and when I did, I inadvertently like flipped a card off the top of the deck, and I wasn't going to take it. And Spirit said, no, no, that's for them. Queen of Swords, this is Libra energy. Showed up twice in your reading. King and Queen of Swords, this is a divine pair. A divine pair. 2 halves of the same coin, perhaps. I see these 2 cards as representing your energy, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, both in reverse, just like the Justice card. You're at odds with your own suit, with your own element right now. Because, you know, it's whatever situation this is describing, it's almost as if however you try to strategize your way around it, look at all the facts and the figures and the analysis and a typical like Libra approach. Now, obviously, you're not just defined by your sun sign, but also your moon and your rising and your whatever, right? But I know a lot of Libras. Libra is in my North Node. And when something's in your North Node, those are the lessons that you have to learn in life, which is why I'm surrounded by Libras. So I'm not saying I know all Libras, but I know at least 5 in my direct orbit. Direct, like mom, co-workers, friends, like, the one thing I do know about Libras is that they're going to rely on their intellect first before their feelings. And it's really mature Libras that can also use their intuition and tie it in with their gut and their mind, right? Whatever it is, these 2 characters typically are very cold and calculating, and they're both in the reverse. Things are topsy-turvy at this time. Not that it's bad, it's just throwing you off. What is the lesson? I'm going to ask Spirit, what is the lesson right now? What is the lesson, Spirit? Thank you. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Pentacles in the upright is usually somebody who brings, the knights all bring messages, and this knight is one that would bring a very authentic message of opportunity. and you got this in the reverse. So there's something that you've been waiting on. You've been waiting for an opportunity to come in for you, and it's not showing up in the way that you anticipated. Could be showing up like this. I just heard somebody say, and what am I supposed to do with that? That's a good question. It's all in your perspective, right? When I saw that blue jay in my sister's backyard, and they're used to seeing them in their backyard, there's probably a nest around there. My sister and her kids and her husband and myself, we all ran to the window. And we hiked ourselves up on the couch and we watched 2 blue jays just flying around the yard, landing on the fence, landing in the trees. What purpose did that serve? Right? For me, it was wonderment. It was connection with spirit. It was appreciating how beautiful life is and how diverse it can be, how magical, how rare. I didn't know that I would be talking about blue jay in a tarot reading, and yet here we are. And what it is causing me to feel is gratitude for that moment as I was sitting next to all these people that I love, enjoying a little bit of bird watching. I don't go over to her house very often, so the fact that I was there and I witnessed this and could enjoy it with my family, is there any greater gift than that? It's like that. You don't know. It's almost like you can't see the gift until you provide it perspective and context. So right now, the only context that you are giving yourself is the one that feels safe to you. And it's not what's needed right now. The way that you have always thought about things is, it's not a one-to-one with whatever this offering is from spirit. It goes beyond rational thought. It gets into the sacred. It gets into the subjective. It gets into the spiritual. I also think that you understand this because you're watching a tarot reading, right? You understand these concepts completely, but there could be some rather pedantic aspects of your life right now. Like, we have bills to pay, right? That's not, how does that feel spiritual in any way when I have to pay my mortgage and I have to buy groceries and gas and pay the electric and whatever. These are like such like earthly concerns. How can I make that spiritual? You can absolutely make it spiritual. Say, thank you, Spirit, that I have a warm home, food to eat, I can get myself places, I have a job to go to. What a lovely form of gratitude that I can show to the world, because I have the luxury of doing that. Now, to what extent, and to, how much do you work? How much do you pay? Are you just working to make ends meet? Are you thriving? These are different questions. But at the very base of it, the act of gratitude can be a very internal spiritual thing. That's just an example. It's all in how you spin it, essentially, as the 3 of Swords pops out in reverse. I almost feel like this is a response from you to me. I feel like this is somebody's energy coming out. Okay. How do I spin this one? 3 of Swords is the heartbreak card. Came out in reverse. At least if it's in the upright, it means, okay, you've experienced some very heartbreaky, traumatic event, situationship. I just wanted to say situationship, relationship, circumstance that just left you threw you for a loop. It left you tattered and torn. In reverse, this card means that you're still going through it. So it's almost like there's some part of your energy that just chuck this at me and say, okay, how do you spin this one? Well, I'm not trying to spin anything, but I can say to you what Spirit is telling me right now, which is we need to have challenges to learn the lessons, right? If we don't have the math problems in front of us, how can we come up with a solution? We're not trying to create problems for ourselves. Problems just simply are a form of obstacle and challenge that comes across our path. We came to this life to learn these lessons, right? And that, you know, I want to be careful that it's not like all spiritual bypassing, like, oh, you know, the universe wanted it this way. I do believe in divine timing, and I do believe that Spirit has a plan, that I do believe, but I also believe that we have a very large role in how our lives pan out. And Spirit wants you to look at what your role was in this situation. That's something a Libra can understand, or at least should try to be able to, if they're represented by the Justice card. Usually justice is blind. That's what they say, right? So you have to look at this energy very, can you look at this energy dispassionately? Can you just look at the facts? Let's see. Nine of Pentacles. Whatever this is, Nine of Pentacles talks about somebody that goes solo. Maybe this has to do with a breakup. It's so interesting that this is the Nine of Pentacles, but there's an X on her dress, or on this character's costume. And so we have here the positive, negative, yin and yang theme. That's very interesting. You're having to go solo in something. Maybe you've been resisting this. And, you know, even though the Nine of Pentacles can represent very prosperous person, so even if you're in a breakup situation, you're going to be completely fine because you're so resourceful and strategic, that you have your wits, and your wits have led you this far. But there could be resistance to it. So I was asking for a clarifier for the Three of Swords. I feel as though there's something that is reminding me of the Ace of Cups. And I think because in the Ace of Cups card in the Rider-Waite Tarot, there is like the, I guess you could call it the Holy Spirit or the dove. It comes out of the Ace of Cups. It's like flying straight out of the Ace of Cups. And this is what it's reminding me of right now, because I'm like, where have I seen this kind of imagery before? Spirit wants to bring you something really beautiful and positive, something that's full of love and emotion. That could be really overwhelming, especially if you're already feeling put off by Justice in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. All of that analytical energy, you're finding it hard to access at this time. Three cards just jumped out. Six of Swords in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and the Magician. You're trying to manifest something new. The Magician is the #1 card in the Major Arcana and represents the Master Manifester. This is somebody who has the power of all 4 suits of the tarot, can wield them at a moment's notice, right? It's not just about intellect, but it's about heart. It's about resources. It's about initiative and passion. Using so much of the energetic body as well to kind of emit this frequency of manifestation. But what is it that you're emitting? Because the Six of Swords in the reverse talks about a kind of stagnancy again, and you're unable to move away from a chaotic situation that used to represent happiness for you. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is the whole package of abundance. And when this card is in reverse, it's just telling me that it feels a little crumbly right now. You're trying to move away from that feeling. You're trying to enter into this feeling where you're self-sufficient and that's enough for you. This is what you're manifesting at this time. Spirit is saying this is the critical moment that I feel as though if there was a place in between the two things that you're weighing as the Libra, right? The light and the dark, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, take it as it resonates, right? And everything in between, you're in the in-between. You like things to be black and white, but they're just not right now. They're just so abundantly full of color and diversity and dynamic energy. And Spirit is telling me that it's time to embrace that diversity, to follow your intuition, it says here, but to accept something out of the ordinary. There's going to be something that presents itself that just seems so bizarre, too bizarre to be coincidental. I'll give you an example because Spirit just gave it to me. 2 days ago. So I work in a place that has like a lot of employees. It's like over 400 employees. And even though I've been there for a while, like 5+ years, there are still a lot of people that don't know who I am. You know, because it's just a lot of employees. Sometimes people work different shifts. Like you can't know everybody. You'd like to believe that you could, but sometimes you can't. And out of the blue, 2 people, completely separately from one another, approached me to say hello, to just say, hey, are you so-and-so? And I heard you do this, and I heard you read cards, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, what? You know, and one of them had heard that I read tarot, and the other one had no idea. She was just being friendly, just saying hi. She may be watching right now. I don't think she's a Capricorn. She's Sagittarius. But I just met these 2 women just the other day for the first time ever. And I could not believe that the conversations that I was having with essentially these strangers to me were so deep. They were speaking my language, you know. Light workers have a way of finding one another out in the wild. And when it happens, it's such a beautiful thing. And I'm an introvert, so it was just like, I thanked one of them. I was like, thank you so much for saying hi, because I don't necessarily know that I would have done that. And I just appreciate you for being outgoing and just saying hello. And I was on my way home and I just thanked Spirit because it was extraordinary. Do you know, I mean, I don't know about you, but it's hard to make new friends as an adult. And it was not an accident that these 2 women just magically entered the consciousness, right? There's a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet fully, but I'm supposed to know them. Spirit is going to bring you something like this. Recognize it Have your eyes open to it. And when Spirit offers it, be willing to receive. That's your reading, Libra. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. I am offering a limited time 2024 personal forecast. If you're interested in signing up for that, please visit my donation/services page in the About section on YouTube. Thank you so much, Libra.